turn this on here, make sure y'all can hear me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's midday market recap. My name is Brad, and this is Own the Chaos, where we talk about everything over-the-counter stock, or the over-counter penny stock. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. I highly encourage you to check down the links down in the description below. We do have a free platform for you to learn and grow, and it is called WeTrade HQ. So it's not just solely a chat room, and it's not solely focused on penny stocks either. We have a platform that full of free tools and resources that can help you learn and grow, and you can celebrate each other's success with over 3,300 members around the globe. It's crazy. We've seen a huge increase just this week of people kind of pouring in to the WeTrade HQ community, and it's totally awesome to see. So great stuff going on within here at the Own the Chaos channel, as well as our WeTrade HQ platform. So thank you guys so much for your overwhelming support. We certainly appreciate it. Let me just welcome some folks in here. Jason, Amy, Adam, Blade Runner Zero, what's going on? And Andrew, what's going on? So crazy stuff going on today. Lots to go over, and I want to kind of talk about how we play 000 stocks. You know, typically, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do or how to do it. You know, what I do on this channel and what I do in my morning mentorships is just kind of explain to you guys how I find success. I've been able to do this penny stock trading thing for a living. This is what I do every single day of the week. And, you know, I'm very comfortable, live very comfortably doing it. So let me go ahead. I'll share my screen with you and kind of explain to you what I mean. We had a crazy 000 runner today, had highs of upwards of 266%, and it was on a reinstatement. If you guys recall one of my earlier videos when I was talking about one of the biggest penny stock catalysts out there is that you know, you're looking for something that is potentially a reverse merger. That's the biggest catalyst that anybody looks for in penny stocks, you know, in the OTC anyway. So we look for, you know, reinstatements and stuff like that. That's kind of like one of the first steps to go into a reverse merger. So that was one of the plays today, and I'll go ahead and share that with you. So if you're not familiar with this, this is my equity feed scanner. This picked up LEAS. So LEAS, we looked at this morning within my morning mentorship, within the free WeTrade HQ group as well. You know, it just unbelievable run. Lots of people got in at around 0005 and lower, and it has had highs of you know, 0011. Amazing run so far. Here's the thing though, when we're talking about 000 runners like this, oftentimes you normally get into stuff this low, and you're kind of considering this a lotto type of play. I'm not saying that there isn't value to be had here. I'm not saying that it's not going to continue to run, but with 000 stocks, they're so finicky, they're so volatile, and it would really take nothing for you to experience just a crazy like a 50% haircut is basically what we're talking about here within 000 stocks. It only takes one or two ticks, and before you know it, you know, you lost half of your position. So it's great to see that this run is continuing. We'll see if that does before. But what I always like to stress to folks is that when you're trading 000 stocks or any stocks within the OTC, because of the volatility, at all costs, protect your initial investment. What I mean by that is when you're buying into something like this, or really any penny stock, when it comes down, you know, and how we've been able to find success is protecting that initial investment. So you buy into something. Let's just say you got into LEAS at 0005, and now you're up well over 100%. So, you know, that lends you an opportunity to protect your initial investment by selling half of your position. So now all that's left in there is free shares. You're basically playing with house money at that point. So once you protect your initial investment and get out what you put in, you can now observe and sell when you're happy, or sell when you feel as if there may be some sort of turn back and that you just want to lock in those profits. So, you know, we always suggest selling into the ask price. But yeah, it's been an amazing run on LEAS. The reason this ran this morning is because we saw on the Wyoming Secretary of State that there was a reinstatement that went into play. And one thing that I do want to express some caution, it's always kind of like a red flag for me when I see a Twitter account go up like this almost immediately after a reinstatement. And I'm not saying that the reinstatement is fake. But we've seen some of these fake Twitter accounts and people who like to pump up stocks and stuff like that. We've seen this happen before. This Twitter account, it just doesn't look right to me. I mean, you can see how like the words are cut off and everything else. And again, I'm not saying that this isn't the real deal. It's just be cautious is all I'm saying. And that's why I keep wanting to stress to, like, you know, protect that initial investment, because if things start to go wrong, then, you know, this could be, could end badly for you. And here's, so the CEO, the said CEO, this is his LinkedIn profile. I'm not saying that this is fake either, but it looks weird to me. There's a lot of like question marks and red flags that are kind of popping up with this particular ticker. And again, I'm not saying that it's not going to run. It could run to a penny for all I know. But a lot of people buy this stuff because you see that reinstatement play. And honestly, the if we go to, let me pull up OTC markets real quick and see, I had it pulled up. I should have had it pulled up beforehand, but sorry about that. But like the share structure is very good. It hasn't been updated in a while, but if it's anywhere near this and it's priced at, you know, 0004, which is what it opened up today, it's one of those things where, you know, the share structure is amazing for this price point. So it's kind of one of those things where, you know what, if you're going to take a chance on a 000 stock, you might as well just get in and see what happens if your risk tolerance allows for that. So, it's pretty awesome to see stuff like this move. SAGD, VIBI, and SFIO definitely had some moves today. One thing that I wanted to talk about that I got into as well, that I talked about with my mentorship group, was NTAH. So this is WeTradeHQ.com again, if you're not familiar with this, and this is where I do a lot of my due diligence at. All done for free. We have our TradingView charts integrated into the site, which is awesome. And if you guys caught the video last night, we have our new feature, which is the We Trade Live. You can watch anybody live streaming. I'm sure there's probably people watching me right now through We Trade Live. At least I hope so. So looking at NATH, the reason this is moving the way that it is because of this. This is a custodianship that the hearing is tomorrow. Oftentimes, you'll see custodianship plays run into the event. So NTAH is something that will run into the custodianship. It's anybody's guess as to what's going to happen after the custodianship. Oftentimes when custodianships get granted, you know, they'll have a nice positive move. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But, you know, I'm going to treat this just like I would anything else. Once I get to a certain point, I'm going to protect my initial investment. I got into this at 0059, and, you know, I'll make my plays accordingly, depending on how the market reacts to it. You know, the share structure is very small. This is OTCmarkets.com. If you're not familiar with this, this is where I do all my due diligence as well. Not all of it, a lot of my due diligence. And just, you know, observing share structures and that sort of thing. It's still a little bit outdated for me, but the way this is moving, I would imagine that the share structure is still quite small. And so for this, I think that, you know, NTH could have a nice little play running into that custodianship tomorrow. So a couple of other things of note within Kiko's mentorship group. I know that they played DMAM, which is up 98% already today. Nice job there, guys. NSPX making an insane move up over a penny. I know a lot of folks have been waiting in that very patiently from 003, so they're up well over 48%. This is just a 48% run today. It's been a long time waiting for it to get up over a penny. So congrats to you guys on that. OMSH, that was another one I forgot to mention this morning that we played. Let me pull that up again real quick. OMSH. I missed out on an entry this morning, and practice what I preach, right? So OMSH, it's another shrimp company, which, gosh, SHNP having a tough day for anybody who's still in that one. So this one came out with news this morning, and I think a lot of people missed it, except for us. When I was looking at, so first thing I do every morning is when I have my equity feed pulled up, this is my news alerter. So I have my news scanner pulled up, and I'm looking through here to see if I find anything interesting. So I went and I found OMSH. I saw a 13D filing on OMSH, and I said, oh, who's investing in OMSH? So whenever a 13D gets filed, we saw this with ONCX earlier this week. Let me pull that up. when anybody invests, you know, I believe is it over 10% or over 5% of the OS, or, you know, investor comes in and buys up over, I think it's 5%. As a 13D, I have to double check that, but 13D gets filed. And so this company, Crescent Saints Holding, now owns 4,662,000 shares. You look at the share structure on it, it is already tiny enough. So they have, let's see, 67.8% of the OS. Unreal. And so when I was talking about it with my group, I said, listen, I want to try to get in at 013. And if I can't get at 013, I'm not going to chase, because of how small the share structure is now, that a lot of it's already owned up. It's gonna rocket ship. And sure enough, it did. It went from 0.135 at the open. So I missed my entry and went all the way up to 4 cents. There were folks that got into this within my morning mentorship group and really capitalized on it and had an amazing run. It ran up almost 300% just this morning. Lots of times when you see big investors come in and buy up the shares, it's a pretty significant catalyst for a lot of these OTC stocks. In particular, when we saw that with ONCX on Friday or on Monday when it ran 500%. So great stuff going on the OTC. Really, the last 2 weeks, it's finally starting to come alive. It's kind of a relief for those of us who've been trading. It was a rough winter, rough late fall into winter time. So it was pretty dicey there for a little while. It's good to see that money is starting to come back into the OTC, and it's been a little bit more liquid than it has been. So LEAS, yeah, it popped up on my scanner too. That's why we were talking about it, and discovered that it was a reinstatement. DKSC, it looked like it ran this morning. It looks like it might be having a significant pullback. I saw some folks that were in that. I personally did not invest in that one, but it looked like it had a nice, decent run out of it. Not sure if it's going to come back there, but Gus Buster's asking about where can you find dollar volume. You can find dollar volume on any scanner. So Thinkorswim, I believe, has dollar volume. I'm not that versed in Thinkorswim because I use equity feed so much. But I'm pretty sure they do have dollar volume. I have videos out on my channel if you want to search them out on how I got the Thinkorswim scanners. Excuse me, I got my Thinkorswim scanners close to the ones that I have on equity feed, but they're not quite as good. Equity feed has a little bit better of scanning capabilities, in my opinion, especially when it comes down to trade counts and stuff like that, which I find is very important, when trading over-the-counter stocks. So, yeah, LEAS is at 0008. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people are starting to catch on that maybe something doesn't smell right. I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to bash it. It's just I try to show people my thought process and what I would be seeing if I bought into something like LEAS very early. Again, like I'm saying, just protect your initial investment and then see where it goes if you're just playing with house money at that point. LFAP, yeah, LFAP does have some crazy due diligence out there. Lots of people putting stuff up. What's up, Don? And so LFAP, it's a tough one, right? So there's definitely value to be had there, but the share structure is so small that it's a double-edged sword. We saw it go from 003 to 14 cents back to 2 cents in 3 trading days. So that, because the share structure is so small, it's extremely risky. So not saying that you can't make money off of it. A lot of people got stupid rich on that. Just trading it between the end of last week and the beginning of this week. I even showcased one of our folks made $9,000 on LFAP. And so I think that there's still value to be had there. I think the pullback all the way down to 2 cents, I don't even want to call it a pullback. It was like an insane, basically sell-off. But I think it's probably oversold, and that's why we're seeing this movement today. They also announced today that, I think it came out with a filing or press release, that they closed out on one of their convertible notes, which is always a positive catalyst, probably why we're seeing some buying into that today. So we'll see if more news comes out on LFAP, but I certainly think there's value if you're still in it. And especially if you're writing free shares. I mean, for me, I probably would just see where it goes from here. And if it doesn't turn out, then I can sell, and whatever I sell is, pure profit dollars. So Yeah, BCCI was another one. That was another one that came out with news that they were selling their products on Amazon. They had their CBD coffee company and have had ads out on Super Bowl and NBA, NASCAR, and stuff like that they were announcing, and now they are actually selling their products on Amazon. So that was a positive catalyst why it might be running today as well. Super volatile one as well on BCCI. So yeah, and just to touch on this, so guys, if you are interested in, if you hate the OTC, if you don't want to trade penny stocks or anything like that, we actually brought on a new mentor. His name is Don, and Don Francher right there, who is commenting on my live stream. He and I will be doing a podcast later tonight. It'll be at 9:30 Eastern time, just to kind of talk about what it is that he does, what he specializes in, how he finds success, and how he's going to be providing another service for our WeTrade HQ community. So if you guys are interested in checking him out, want to learn more about how his style of trading is able to help others be profitable, then check us out at 9:30 Eastern time. So I don't want to go into too much detail about Don, but just tune in and you'll find out. So that is all I've got for you guys today, folks. I think. So yeah, if you're interested, this is the first time you're watching this channel, you want to be a part of the group that people are participating in right now, the links are down in the description. We are WeTrade HQ. It's not just focused on penny stocks. We are all over the place. We have ETFs, we have big board stocks, options, Forex, even penny stocks. No matter what you're trading within the market, WeTrade HQ is the place for you. That's all I've got for you guys today. See you at 9:30 Eastern time. As always, I'll see you all before the bell. B. Smith is out.